Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Hall, and I work with Dr. Zhang as her graduate assistant, and I'm also a second-year Master's in English Composition student here at the University of Akron. I also happen to have 8 years of filming and video production experience, as well as video editing. And so that's why Dr. Zhang asked me to talk to you today about some tips that could help you as far as filming a successful group video project. While I know that some of you who are new to this kind of project may find it initially to be very intimidating, there are ways that you can collaborate with the other people in your group to make sure that it is something that is rewarding and something that you are proud to show others in the future. So one of the first things I want to talk to you about is how you can delegate completion tasks on the video. So what you can do is make sure that one person is in charge of getting film equipment, one person is in charge of editing and publishing the video, and another person could be in charge of putting together the script or what's played on the presentation. So in that sense, you can delegate the different tasks to different people depending on the size of your group. However, it's important that all of you are at least present and seen at some point on the video. Now, as far as the final product, not all of you are going to be editing and producing the video, since not all of you might have the experience. One of your people in your group might have a better handle on it, so you give it to that person to do. But everyone should look at and give feedback on the final product before you publish it. And so that way it'll be something that everybody agrees is going to be something you want to produce. And as far as when you actually meet physically, it's important you meet together to film. So that way it's continuous and you don't have to splice together a lot of different clips. But you can meet online or face-to-face when completing your other tasks, since we know that a lot of people have different schedules and things that are going on outside of classes. So we want to tell you this to let you know that there are ways that you can make this work around a busy schedule. Now, don't forget the group work log. This is discussed in the syllabus, and you'll also want to consult the group work policy in the syllabus for more information on how to work in groups. Here's how you can actually go about filming the video. So there are a variety of film equipment options that are already out there and you might already have access to. You don't need to purchase special film equipment for this assignment. So a lot of you have one of these. So you can use this to film, but it's important that you remember if you're going to film with a cell phone camera, you have to position the cell phone horizontally, like this, in landscape. Because if you film like this vertically, the frame is going to be cut off here. And so your viewer is not going to be able to see as much in your frame. Also, it doesn't have that feel of a professional video. It looks more like a Snapchat or something like you put on YouTube. It's not really something professional. So again, you'll want to make sure that you're attending to those kind of things when you're filming. You can also use things like flip video camera. You can also use a tablet. And right now I'm also using my computer's webcam to film this. So there are different things you can do to get your film. As far as the style of the film that you actually produce, there are a variety of different options. And I'm going to show you examples that were made by past students to give you very concrete examples of what this actually looks like. So the first option would be to record a screenshot in real time of your presentation on your computer, and you have embedded videos onto the slide as well as voiceover narration. So here is an example of two students who did this very thing, so you can see how this works.
Have you ever been driving around town or running errands and come across a sign that was confusing? Did you have to pause and think to yourself, What does that sign mean? In this presentation, we will explore signs that you might see in your everyday life and how they might be more confusing than what their creator intended them to be. What is ambiguity? The terms ambiguous and ambiguity are used to describe a word, phrase, or sentence with multiple meanings. In this presentation, we will focus on lexical ambiguity and structural ambiguity. Lexical ambiguity is where there are multiple meanings of sentences due to words that have multiple meanings. Structural ambiguity is the phenomenon in which the same sequence of words has two or more meanings that is accounted for by different phrase structure analysis.
Hi, I'm Pam Thompson.
And I'm Nicole DeMarco.
And today we're going to be presenting to you Out of This World, Exploring Language and Science Text.
And to do so, we looked at a 5th grade McGraw-Hill Earth Science text. Enjoy.
We're all aware of the increasing number of ELs entering our schools. As educators, we also know about the increasing emphasis of STEM or STEAM education. It's not just for ELs, but for all students. Using systemic functional linguistics, we can prepare students to read the technical science text, as well as ready them for high-stakes state testing, college, and the global.
Another way you might produce your video is to do as I'm doing now and give your live presentation with a way to project the slides and display them so that you can see exactly what's on the presentation while the person is giving the presentation. I will also show you some examples of how this can be done in a classroom with a projector.
If you do have to film off campus, I'm going to quickly show you how you can connect your computer to your TV monitor using an HDMI cable.
So once you have your TV and computer set up, you'll want to have your HDMI cable. And so again, you'll want to have this plugged into the back of your television. And make sure you're plugging in your HDMI cord into your computer in the right spot. So I'm plugging this in my computer. And now, once you have your presentation pulled up, and that, you want to make sure that your TV is set to the right HDMI input. And now you can see that the screen is ready. So make sure again that it's plugged all the way in, and then you can move your presentation off the computer and onto the TV.
And here's how you can film using a projector in a classroom.
Hello, and welcome to SFL and the Very Hungry Narrative. I am Brianna Prest.
And I'm Kelly Brown.
And I'm Shelley Gideon. Why do we want to teach narratives using SFL? Narratives aid in phonemic awareness, phonics, comprehension, and fluency. We use narratives and picture books on a daily basis. Our goal is to allow children to participate in the daily stories, and repetition helps them with this. In The Very Hungry Caterpillar, it has, on Monday, he ate through 1 apple, but he was still hungry, and this repeats over and over again. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. And this allows the ELLs to participate in the story.
Just seen 2 examples of ways that you can produce this video. But I want to remind you that you can also combine these 2 different options in new and innovative ways. Try to incorporate variety when possible. For example, not every shot of the video has to be of your group, standing in front of your slides and presenting your project. You can add YouTube clips, live demonstrations, and other supplemental content that is relevant to your project to make the video more interesting for the viewer. And keep in mind that you are also able to edit the raw video footage, so in cases where you might make a mistake or something happens, like this, not necessary to retape your entire video in cases where you can simply edit. Okay, so I have one last tip for you, and it's really important because this is one thing that can make or break your video production. You will want to do a few test frames before shooting the entire video. What you'll want to do is record each person that's going to present and have them talk for a few minutes on screen. And you should be able to look at how that should work for the rest of the video. So you want to play it back and check for visual quality, especially for the readability and visibility of your slides. And you'll want to make sure that everybody is visible, that the speech is appropriate, and you'll want to make sure that ambient noise is kept to a minimum. Once you've filmed your video, here are a few tips that you'll want to consider once you're editing your video. It's not necessary to purchase video editing software or music royalties specifically for this project. So a lot of you have Windows or Apple computers, and so a lot of you already have or can get the software for free depending on what computer you have. So for Windows users, you'll want to either use Movie Maker if you already have it installed, or you can go download and install Movie Maker. I have a link that's actually listed on the handout, so if you'd like to do that, you can refer to that. If you're using an Apple computer, you'll want to use iMovie. Most of you already have it installed on your machine. And if you don't, there's a free alternative called VideoPad. I included a link for VideoPad on the handout in case you need to download it. So I will be giving you a brief tutorial on how to use each of these different tools, Movie Maker and iMovie. And I'll also be telling you about some free background music downloads that you can go to get music that would add some ambiance and mood to your presentation. So the one site that I would recommend is Purple Planet, and I'll show you in the tutorial how you can log on and look at the different tracks and download them if that's something you're interested in doing. So again, depending on what kind of computer you're using, you won't need to watch both tutorials, but if you're still deciding on what kind of video editing software you'd like to use, I would suggest checking out both the tutorials on how to use Movie Maker and iMovie to see which one is going to be most compatible for the project that you're going to do. And without further ado, here is a more in-depth tutorial on how you may use Windows Movie Maker and iMovie to edit your video productions. If you have any questions, you can always let me know. So again, you can wait for that. You'll just need to take some time and be patient. But otherwise, it's pretty easy. Once you're done editing, there are a few things that you still need to check to make sure that you're able to publish and upload your video easily to Springboard. The first thing you'll want to do is check your file format of the published video with the list that is given on the handout. There's a very exhaustive list of different file formats that are available to use when we upload your videos to the software that we use to put together online modules on Springboard. So those are the file formats that are compatible, and so what you'll need to do is make sure that it is in one of those formats. And what's recommended here is that you upload your video to YouTube and submit the link to assignments in a Word document. And when you do this, make sure your video is public. In a moment, you'll see how you can upload your video to YouTube. I'll give you a brief tutorial on that. Now, you may also upload the video directly to assignments on Springboard, if you choose, but only if the file size is smaller than 30 megabytes. And I say that because if your file is too large to attach in an email, it is too large to be distributed electronically. In other words, there's no way that we can open the file and download it if it's like a gig or something like that. So you may try compressing the file or uploading to YouTube if your video file is larger than 30 megabytes. And without further ado, here's a brief tutorial on how you can upload videos to YouTube.
So this is a brief tutorial to show you how you can upload videos to YouTube. So again, I'm going to go to YouTube. And so what I've done previously is I've saved my movie to a video file on my computer, and I'm going to upload the video file to YouTube. So I'm already logged into my account. You'll want to make sure you're logged in, and then you want to click upload. And it might take a few minutes depending on your internet connection. And so it's pretty easy. All you have to do is just drag and drop the file you want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and just open my movie. So here's my movie. I'm just going to drag this directly onto the upload screen. And so you can see it starts the upload process. You'll want to add your title, the description for the movie, and things like that. You'll want to make sure that the video is set to public so that I can view it and download it. And again, it might take a while depending on the size of the file and things like that, but usually it takes about an hour to process the entire movie. So you will want to kind of make sure you have enough time to watch the upload process, make sure that everything is running smoothly there. But otherwise, it's pretty easy. What'll happen is you want to keep the page open until the upload process is complete. And even once it's done uploading, it'll still take some time to process. But once it's done, you'll be able to publish your movie. So once the processing's done, you can actually go ahead and click Published. And then once your video is published, all you need to do is copy the link, open up a Word document, open a new blank document, and then drop the link in there. Make sure to include your name and your group members' names. And so on. You save the Word document. And that's how you upload videos to YouTube.
So I hope that this video has helped you to see how you might be able to produce and put together a video project that is worth sharing and that you'll be proud to present in class to other people. So if you still have questions, or if something happens during the editing or production process that you would like to get more advice or information about, you can always email me. And my email address is listed on the handout as well as on the class list on Springboard. So again, please contact me with any issues or technological problems or questions that you have, and I will be more than happy to take some time and answer them for you. Thanks again for watching, and good luck. Happy filming.